So hello, good afternoon and welcome everybody. My name's Dr. Stephen Hopwood, and every Friday night and Saturday afternoon I do an open mic session. So this is an open mic, so that means it's open. Anybody from the public can come forward and speak about whatever they wish from whatever point of view. From my perspective, this is what's called freedom, the opportunity to stand in public, say what you like, as long as it's not abusive, as long as it's not racist or offensive, which is, we're a very long way from where we're coming from. So, okay, we're going to turn it up a little bit then. So, how's that? Is that a bit better? Okay, so this afternoon we're standing in the market and I just came across this gentleman who I wouldn't mess with. So he's got this sign here, so I just can you show that just to the camera? And so there's the camera, yeah. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I just thought this afternoon's open mic night, open mic afternoon. I would just invite this gentleman to introduce himself and explain what on earth he's doing, wandering around Totnes Market with his little daughter, who's also got a sign like this, talking to people. What are you doing, sir? So, what's your name, sir?
My name's John.
John. Okay, John, I'll hand it over to you. Welcome to Totnes, John. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is that okay? Can you hear me all right? Close. Right. Okay, so what am I doing here with this? So I, like you guys, when this whole virus hit, became very fearful. And that's not like me. You hear me all right? Yeah. So it's not like me to be fearful. I help people be fit and healthy with fitness classes and personal training, but I also help people with mindfulness. And so obviously I'm used to being a guy that can control the stress levels, but as soon as this hit, I felt a sense of anxiety and worry that I've never felt before. And I thought, okay, so if my mum, who lives next door, is now not going to hug me anymore, and if everyone in my family are going to be having serious bad mental health from now on, from the fear of this virus, then I thought, well, it better be for a good reason. If we're going to be locked down indoors and our immune system is going to be affected negatively because we're not coming into contact with anybody anymore, if people's livelihoods are going to be ruined because they no longer have a job, if all my clients are going to just leave in the blink of an eye, then it wants to be for a good reason. So if somebody's telling me to lock down, then it must be a really, really good reason to do that, because the result of doing that is pretty dire, as I'm sure you've all seen now. So people's mental health is the worst it's been in a long time, and there's many other problems as well because of it. So I started doing a bit of research, and I realised that a lot of the figures that were coming in made me think, the percentage of people that were actually dying from this virus was, I think it was 0.25%. So I realised that, 99.75% of the people weren't actually dying from this. And then when you look at that 0.25%, 50% of those people already had 3 very serious things wrong with them. So, and then another 25% was 2 things wrong. And there's another 24% that was just 1 thing very seriously wrong with them. So these people were already very ill. And this virus kind of just got them right at the end of their lives already. So there was only 1 little tiny percent left there. So it puzzled me as to why we're locking down the whole of the world effectively for a virus that for the majority of people, it doesn't, you might not even know you've got it. So we've got to ask ourselves, why are we doing that? And the more you look into it, the more you realise there's just so many conflicts of interest everywhere. So if you, straight away, as soon as the virus hit, Mr. Bill Gates was straight on TV and couldn't wait to tell us all that we need to have a mandatory vaccine to go back to work or go back to our normal lives. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And he'd even said himself that vaccines were his best ever business investment. For every £1 he invests, he gets £20 back. So I thought, well, that's, a bit strange. This guy's supposed to be advising us on how to get out of this virus, but he's going to be benefiting massively to the count of billions and billions of pounds. And I then realised that it's the same man who is the top funder of the World Health Organization. So isn't there a conflict of interest there? Should we really be taking advice from effectively a man who is going to benefit so greatly from us all being locked down and then have everything taken away from us and then beg to have a vaccine just to get our lives back to the way that they were. You know, is that right? You know, should we really be listening to this man when effectively, I don't think he even finished high school, did he? I mean, this guy, since when was this guy a trained medical professional? He's just a guy with a lot of money in his pocket and a lot of fingers in a lot of different pies. And it's absolutely shocking when you realise how many pies he's got his finger in. You know, there's everybody wanting to scratch Bill Gates' back and do anything that he says, including the BBC. So, for me, you then need to start thinking for yourself and think, well, what's the real agenda here? Why would he do this to us? Why would so many people be telling us this story about this virus? And why would you be hearing that hospitals are actually quite quiet when they're supposed to be overrun? I'm seeing footage on TV that people are dying everywhere and that hospitals are completely overrun and we should stay away from hospitals and stop having your cancer treatment, stop going for any routine checkups, just die at home or come when you're really, really bad and you're on your last legs. So that's totally inconsistent with what I was hearing from people that I knew, that knew doctors, that knew nurses. They were saying, actually, these extra wards that we've built are completely empty. We're not overrun. And in a lot of cases, a lot of hospitals were never overrun. So why would they tell a lie on such a ginormous scale? Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but if you think about what we're doing right now, we're in a situation where even the things that are supposedly not mandatory, you know, it's not mandatory to have an app that tracks your every movement, but just like some